Students, welcome to you all once again in your English class. Today I am going to teach you chapter number 5 of your supplementary book, The Pact with the Sun, and the name of the chapter is Tansin. Students, have you heard about 9 gems of Emperor Akbar's called Akbar's Navratnas? I am not talking about ornaments or jewelry. I am talking about 9 precious people of Emperor Akbar's court. Mia Tansin was one of them. So, we will read about his musical genius in this chapter. So, let us read. You may have heard the name of Tansin, the greatest musician our country has produced. A singer called Mukundan Mishra and his wife lived in Bihat near Gwalior. Tansin was their only child. It is said that he was a naughty child. Often he ran away to play in the forest and soon learned to imitate perfectly the calls of birds and animals. So, students, imitate means to copy. Okay. So this is the story of Mia Tansin. He was the greatest musician and greatest singer. So, he born in Bihat near Gwalior to singer Mukundan Mishra and his wife. So, his father name was Mukundan Mishra. So, when Tansin was a young student, he was very naughty child as you are. Okay, and he used to play in the forest and soon he learned to copy perfectly the voice of birds and animals. So, he could he could voice in perfectly birds and animals. Let's see what happened next. A famous singer named Swami Haridas was once travelling through the forest with his disciples. Tired, the group of settled down to rest in a shady grove. Tansin saw them. So, disciple means students, disciple means followers. So, one day what happened? One day a famous singer and whose name was Swami Haridas. He was travelling with his followers through that forest. Okay, and the group, they were very tired. So, what they thought? They thought to take a rest under the shady tree. So, they rested there. So, what happened next is Tansin saw them. Tansin was playing in that forest. Strangers in the forest. He said to himself, it will be fun to frighten them. He hid behind a tree and roared like a tiger. The little group of travelers scared in fear, but Swami Haridas called them together. So, what happened next, students, when Tansin saw that group? So, what he thought? He thought to make fun with them. So, what he did? He rode like a tiger because he could sing in perfectly voice of birds and animals. So, he rode like a tiger and it was like a original voice. So, what happened next? When he rode like a tiger, so it was forest. So, Swami Haridas' disciple, the followers, they all were in frightened, they all scared and they were running here and there. Then what happened next? Swami Haridas called them together. Don't be afraid, he said. Tigers are not always dangerous. Let's look for this one. Then when Swami Haridas saw that his followers were running and they were frightening, so he called them and he said that let's look who's the tiger is here, and all the tigers are not always dangerous, because he knew that it was not an original tiger. Suddenly one of his men saw a small boy hiding behind a tree. There are no tigers here, master, he said, only this naughty boy. Then suddenly what happened when they were finding? So, one man, he saw that behind a tree there was a boy, a naughty boy, and he said to his master that there is no tiger, master, and only this is a naughty boy who was making the noise of who rode like a tiger. Swami Haridas did not punish him. He went to Tansin's father and said, your son is very naughty. He is also very talented. I think I can make him a good singer. So, when Swami Haridas found that it was Tansin who was making the sound, so he did not punish Tansin and he did not say anything, because he was doing mischief, he was naughty child, but Swami Haridas did not say a word to him, and he went with Tansin to his house and he said to his father that though your child is very naughty, but he is very talented and I can make him a good singer. Tansen was 10 years old when he went away with Swami Haridas. He lived with him for 11 years, learning music and became a great singer. So what happened, student? Next, his father gave permission and Tansen went with Swami Haridas, and he lived with Swami Haridas 11 years, and there he learned music and he became a great singer now. At about this time, his parents died. Mukundan Mishra's dying wish was that Tansen should visit Muhammad Ghaus of Gwalior. Muhammad Ghaus was a holy man. Mukundan Mishra had long been devoted to him and often visited him. So what happened next? When Tansen was 21 years old, his father died. Okay, and his father Mukundan Mishra, his last wish was that Tansen stayed with Muhammad Ghaus. He was also an emperor. Okay, so his last wish was that Tansen stayed with Muhammad. He visit his court. Okay, because he was also worked with Muhammad Ghaus. He was a very holy man. He was a very kind man. While living in Gwalior with Muhammad Ghaus, Tansen was often taken to the court of Rani Mrignayani, who was a great musician herself. There he met and married one of the ladies of the court. Her name was Hussaini. So, because it was her father's last wish, so Tansen went to Muhammad Ghaus court and he was living there. So, there he used to visit Rani Mrignayani's court also. Okay, because she was very fond of music. She loved music. She was also a great fan of music. And when Tansen living there and when Tansen visited there, so he met his wife. She was also one of the lady of the Rani Mrignayani's court, and her name was Hussaini. Hussaini also became Swami Haridas' disciple. Tansen and Hussaini had 5 children who were all very musical. So Tansen, he married with Hussaini and they had 5 children and they all were very expert in music. Tansen had by this time become very famous. Sometimes he sang before Emperor Akbar, who was so impressed by him that he insisted Tansen should join his court. When Tansen married with Hussaini, so at that time he used to visit Emperor Akbar's court also, and he sang before him, before him. So Akbar was very impressed with Tansen and he told Tansen to join his court also. Now let's see what happened next. Tansen went to Akbar's court in 1556 and soon became a great favorite of the emperor. Akbar would call him Tansen to sing at any time during the day or night. Quite often he would just talk into Tansen's house to hear him practice. So what happened, student, next? Then Tansen went to the Akbar's court in 1556 and in front of he sang many songs, and soon Tansen was very famous. Okay, and in Akbar's eyes, Akbar was very impressed with Tansen's music and his musical quality, about his singing. So he would often call Tansen to sing in front of him, and he would went to Tansen's house also to sing how he sang. He also gave him many presents. Some of the courtiers became jealous of Tansen. We shall never be able to rest till Tansen is ruined, they declared. One of the courtiers, Shaukat Mia, had a bright idea. So Tansen was very fond of, Akbar was very fond of Tansen music. So he gave him many presents also. So because of all this, so the other courtiers, when they felt, then Akbar was very impressed by Tansen and he was giving many presents to him. So they felt very jealous. Okay, so one of the courtiers, Shaukat Mia, he said that we have a great idea. And here ruin means, students, destroy. So he told that we will destroy Tansen, we will kill Tansen. Let us make him sing Rag Deepak, he said. How will that help us? Asked another man. So what was that idea? That idea Shaukat Mia made. So he said that will tell Tansen to sing Rag Deepak. So the other man said how it will work. If Rag Deepak is properly sung, it makes the air so hot that the singer is burnt to ashes. Tansen is a very good singer. If he sings Rag Deepak, he will die and we will be rid of him. So what he explained, what was that idea? He told that will tell Tansen to sing Rag Deepak. Okay, and it is very dangerous because Tansen is a very good singer, and if he sings Rag Deepak, okay, so the heat will produce, and because of that heat, he will burn into ashes, he will be die. Shaukat Mian went to Akbar and said, we don't think Tansen is a great singer. Let us taste him. They'll tell him to sing Rag Deepak. Only the greatest singers can sing it properly. So students, Shaukat Mian and the other courtiers, they were making plan to kill Tansen. So what happened next? Next day, Shaukat Mian went to Akbar's court with some courtiers, and he said in front of Akbar that we don't believe that Tansen is a very good singer. And if he is a very good singer, so tell him to sing Rag Deepak. Of course, he can sing it. Tansen can sing anything, Akbar said. Tansen was afraid but could not disobey the king. Very well, O Lord, he said, but give me some time to prepare myself. So when Shaukat Mian and the other courtiers said this to sing Rag Deepak Tansen, so Akbar said, of course he can sing anything, because he believed Tansen, he was very fond of Tansen. So he said, yes, Tansen can sing anything. So when Akbar told all of this to Tansen, to sing Rag Deepak, so Tansen was very afraid at that time, because he knew if he sing Rag Deepak, then he will be burned into ashes. So but he could not disobey the king because he was the emperor. So he said, okay, my lord, I will sing Rag Deepak, but give me some time to prepare myself. Tansen went home. He had never been more downcast and unhappy. I can sing the raga, he told his wife, but the heat it gives off will not only set the lamps alight, it will also burn me to ashes. So when Tansen heard this, that he has to sing Rag Deepak, so he was very worried at that time, and he went to his home and he said to his wife that king told me this, and he was telling all the incident about his wife. So he said that if I will sing Rag Deepak, then the heat will produce, and because of that heat I will be die. So they both were in tension at that time, they both were scared. Then he had an idea, if someone sings Rag Megh at the same time and sings it properly, it will bring rain. Perhaps our daughter Saraswati and her friend Roopwati could do it, he said. Then what happened when they were thinking about all this? So Tansen was also very clever, so he got an idea. So what was that idea? He said to his wife that when I would sing Rag Deepak, so at the same time if someone sing Rag Megh, okay, so then rain would be fall, and because of the rain, I would be not die. And this who will sing that song? That our daughter Saraswati and her friend Roopwati, because I told students that they had 5 children and they all were very expert in music. He taught the 2 girls to sing Rag Megh. They practiced night and day for 2 weeks. Tansen told them, you must wait till the lamps start burning and then you start singing. So now he was practicing, both the girls Saraswati and Roopwati. They were practicing, and Tansen was teaching them how to sing Rag Megh. Okay, and it takes 2 time. Okay, then he told them also that when I would sing Rag Megh, Rag Deepak, okay, and when the time the heat would produce, that time you have to sing Rag Megh. Now let's see what happened next. The legend goes that on the appointed day, the whole town assembled to hear Tansen sing Rag Deepak. When he began to sing, the air became warm. Soon people in the audience were bathed in perspiration, the leaves on the trees dried up and fell to the ground. As the music continued, birds fell dead because of the heat, and the water in the rivers began to boil. So what happened, the final day came, and all the people of the town, they gathered there to sing Tansen's music, because they all were very fond of Tansen. So they all gathered here, there were so many audience. So when Tansen started to sing Rag Deepak, okay, so slowly the heat is becoming warm, okay. So the heat, the air will become warm, would become warm. So what happens, student, because of that heat, water started boiling, okay, and the birds who were flying in the sky, they were falling in the ground and they died. The leaves on the trees dried up and fell to the ground, and the people who were sitting there, they were sweating because of that heat. Now let's see what happened next. People cried out in terror as flames shot up out of nowhere and lighted the lamps. At once Saraswati and Roopwati began to sing Rag Megh. The sky clouded over and the rain came down. Tansen was saved. So what happened when this all was going on? So at the same time Saraswati and Roopwati, they started to sing Rag Megh, and because of that Rag Megh, the rain would fall, and because of that rain, Tansen was saved. The story goes that he was ill after this, and Akbar was sorry that he had caused him so much suffering. He punished Tansen's enemy. So what happened next? When all of these incidents that had happened, Tansen became very ill, and because of his illness, Akbar was very angry and he punished all the jealous courtiers. Tansen got well. The entire city rejoiced. Tansen remained Akbar's court singer until 1585. When he died, he composed several new ragas. Rejoiced means celebrated happily. So after some time, Tansen got well, and when Tansen got well, so all the people, they celebrated very happily, and Tansen lived in Akbar's court till 1585. So and in that time he produced so many new ragas. Tansen's tomb, it is in Gwalior. It is a place of pilgrimage for musician. Tomb, students, it is a place, it is a large place, an important person's body is buried, okay. So it is Tansen's tomb. When he died, so he buried in the Gwalior. So it's his tomb in the Gwalior, and it is a holy place for all the musicians from all over the world. So this was all about your chapter, students, and what we learned from this chapter. Wise people find solutions to every problem in life. Wisdom, determination, patience, acceptance and hard work are the greatest assets of a human. Now let's discuss the question answer. Why did Swami Haridas say Tansen was talented? So the answer is, Tansen as a child learned to imitate the calls of birds and animals. One day he rode like a tiger in the forest. He intended to frighten the travelers. Swami Haridas was impressed by the skill of the boy, so he called Tansen talented. Now the second question is, why did Akbar ask Tansen to join his court? Tansen learnt music from Swami Haridas for 11 years. He himself became a famous singer. Sometimes he sang before Emperor Akbar. Akbar was so impressed that he asked Tansen to join his court. Now the next question is, how do we know that Akbar was fond of Tansen? Give two reasons. So the answer is, Tansen became the favorite of the emperor. Akbar used to visit Tansen's house to hear him practice music. He asked Tansen to sing whenever he had the mood. He also gave Tansen many presents. What did the other courtiers feel about Tansen? So the answer is, Tansen's popularity made other courtiers jealous of him. They made up their mind to ruin Tansen somehow. Now the next question is, what happens if Rag Deepak is sung properly? So the answer is, if Rag Deepak was sung properly, the air became so hot that the singer was burnt to ashes. Now the next question is, why did Tansen's enemy want him to sing the raga? So the answer is, the courtiers who were Tansen's enemies wanted the singer to sing Rag Deepak and die of heat. So students, this was all about your chapter. I hope you have enjoyed and learned it well. Thank you for listening.